Finder site. His
You can see
videos are on
this kind of stuff, huh?
His Finder page. He's gonna slip off
Oh, this is what. Well, the reason we use muscle testing is because muscle testing is a window into brain function and central nervous system function. So the way the nervous system works is that sensory information comes in from the eyes and the nose and the ears and the tongue and all of the joints and all of the muscles, and all that information comes to the brain where it's integrated, and then there's a response to that information. So you look at your world, you perceive your world, and then you respond to it, and you respond to it in two ways. One is via your muscles, and one is via your autonomic, your automatic nervous system. That system that supports your heart and your lungs and digestion. So this is a constant thing. Information in and a response out. Information in and a response out. So one way to get a window into what's happening at the moment is to test a muscle, because it's one of the output systems. So as I do a different sensory challenge, a different sensory test, then we can witness what happens by an output system. It makes perfect sense, right? And that's what we do with people. And so when you come in to see a neurologist will do part of a neuro exam is the motor exam. And we test muscles and we do reflexes, and they're all testing the motor system because it's a window to what's happening centrally. But with these guys, we can't test them that way. We can't say hold your arm out and test the biceps and the triceps and the quadriceps. So since the nervous system works electrically, we found years ago with babies that if we had somebody touch the baby, we could pick up a response, a motor output response through a surrogate and through their muscles. And so when it came time to start treating animals, I thought that might be a great way to be able to extrapolate a neurological exam to an animal. And it works beautifully. So it allows us to ask questions that we couldn't ask any other way.
So you started with like toddlers and babies.
Babies and people that are paralyzed and quadriplegics and people with MS and that can't muscle test. You can't get that information. So it gives us an opportunity to ask questions. Now, is it the only thing we do? You know that it's not. We combine muscle testing with other standard diagnostic tests and neurological tests, but it can be very, very helpful and helps us hit the bullseyes, is what I always say. Rather than hit the outside rings, we get to hit the bullseye with muscle testing. So it looks odd, but actually it
works.
Well, we know that. I wish we knew a little bit better why it worked, why the surrogate testing worked, but you know what? I'll let somebody else figure that out, and I'll just help the dogs.
Doesn't he seem like just, his eyes aren't going like this? Even though, he's still circling, he just seems like he's more there.
Yeah, that's absolutely.
So, pushing on her arm, you're feeling, or she's like a magnetic?
So Megan's arm will get weaker or stronger? It will get weaker or stronger. Yeah. So as I put sensory input in, there's integration in the brain. If the integration is such that it improves the central integration of all of those hundreds of billions of neurons, Megan's arm will get stronger. If we accentuate an area in a particular way that causes the system to come down a little bit, to be less efficient, then her muscle will weaken. And I can use that to guide me to where I need to be. Now, using muscle testing without a knowledge of the neurology, the neuroanatomy would be pretty useless. I mean, you could muscle test, but you wouldn't really know what you were asking. So we have very specific ways of coming around and asking about all the different pathways in the cord and different peripheral systems and so on and so forth. So, are you going somewhere?
Feeling his need to turn left.
So it's kind of interesting, isn't it?
Right. He does get really antsy when he starts overheating. Me too. I mean, I've had to hose him down in the yard and just spritz him down to keep him cool. He doesn't mind if you hose him down there.
What's a bird?
Well, he's getting heavy, isn't he?
You're getting chubby.
He looks, I haven't seen him in a while, but he doesn't seem so lonely, does he?
No, not at all.